Eh. Woo. Taking every order like that. But they never really care. How are you guys doing? Today is April 1st, 2026. 2026? 2026. Today's number is 888. If you've been seeing it, this message is definitely for you. If you haven't, maybe the title. Look around. The magic is in you. Victorious. Hey. Healing holy. All right. How's everybody doing? Where my healed warriors at? Like I said, today is April Fool's Day, but it's no joke. It's no joke. We're here. I'm showing up for y'all. Like I said, look around. The magic is in you. As always, we are live. I'm Coach Jazz. This is an OTD production. Duction. And like I said, you saw the title. The magic is in you. You just have to open your eyes to it. And no, you don't need a mouse or the big D. Wait, the big D? Disney, you know, the mouse, Disney power. So the magic is not with them. It's not out there. It's not in someone else's life. It's not in some perfect moment that hasn't happened yet. It's already inside of you. And so, you know, I love to ask you guys questions because curiosity does not kill the cat. Curiosity brings you to knowledge and gives you answers. What if the thing you've been searching for is the thing you've been ignoring? What if your purpose isn't something you find, but something you remember? Ooh. You see, I would like to think most people feel lost. They feel like they don't know what they're meant to do. You might look at other people and think to yourself, they've got it figured out. And I don't. Has anybody ever said that? I know, scrolling, I'm looking at such and such. I'm like, damn, they got it figured out. I definitely don't. I'm a hot mess. But what if it's not true? Stick with me, right? What if you've just been looking at the wrong direction? See how I did that? Because it shows up quietly. It's in the things that naturally come to you. It's in the way you talk, the way you help people without even knowing. It's the things you do that don't feel forced. But here's where it can get kind of tricky. Most of our lives, we've been told to ignore those. Here's what they're told, or here's what we're told. That's too easy. That won't work. You need something more realistic. Has anybody ever been told that one? No, that one many times from my father. You should think of something more realistic. And on the surface, Those are all valid thoughts and or concerns. But what happens is that we begins to start chasing things that don't feel like us. And then we wonder why we feel disconnected. Let me reframe that in case you got lost in the sauce. What if the reason you feel stagnant is because you're not aligned with yourself? Hmm. You know that phrase, know thyself? Why? It's not because you're lazy. No, it's not because you're not capable, but because you're forcing a path that doesn't belong to you. It belongs to your mom, to your auntie, to your uncle, to your cousin, to your grandma. Alignment is simple, but it's not always so easy. It means listening to yourself. It means trusting what inherently feels right, even when it might not make sense to others around you. And that right there is a big one. And it can quite often be difficult to believe in yourself, especially if those you're surrounded by are doubtful. For you, it means choosing the path that feels true to you, not just the one that looks safe or comfortable or stable. Don't get me wrong. We need stability, but our soul, right? Human body, soul, right? Mind, body, soul. Our soul doesn't care about those things. It cares about being authentic and real to who we are. And I'll be honest with you, like I always am, in case these other people out here will not. This path is not and probably will never be easy. Those get rich quick money schemes, scams, those guaranteed success in under 5 days, they're selling you a fantasy based off your pain points, right? Go back to the other live. What did we talk about? Pinpoint your pain point. And so the process can get ugly, but nothing in life that is meaningful, that is rewarding, comes without lived experience. Learning from your past mistakes, overcoming adversity. There will be days that you doubt yourself. And anybody that says that's the toxic positivity. You will doubt yourself. There will be moments you feel like quitting. There will be times when the beautiful and sometimes chaotic thing called life will hit you like a ton of bricks. But then you have to ask yourself, and I want to ask you again, think about this. Is avoiding your purpose really easier than feeling the burden of regret? You know, that's the what ifs and the never tries. And so the secret sauce lives in taking inspired action because that's when everything really shifts. You don't have to have it figured out. You just need to take a step, an aligned step. Because what do I say? What do I say? When we start taking small steps, they get to what? They they get to bigger steps, right? And then they get to what? Larger steps. And then what? They get to gigantic steps. Until baby, we here. We here. But I want to make sure that you're taking aligned steps with your goals and your priorities. You don't have to rush. Time is an illusion, but it is going quick. I feel like that. So you don't have to rush, but you do need to move because what? Clarity comes from what? Inspired action. It doesn't come from overthinking, right? This is exactly why overcome the doubt exists. This is why I'm here. Because the moment you start following your path, doubt will show up. It'll tell you, this is what it used to tell me, you're not ready. This won't work. Who do you think you are? Those were the thoughts constantly running through my mind. And those thoughts lead to the moments where most people stop and they quit. And so I developed this motto of OTD, overcome the doubt, to remind me I can overcome this. I'm not those thoughts. And every time I kept coming up against oppositions and obstacles in my pursuit of my dreams and my purpose, I always had a tiny voice in the back of my head. And it was reminding me that the skills that came naturally to me would be my ticket out. Those skills, personally, for me, it was culinary, it was baking, it was entertainment, it was art. And so I knew that even though I didn't know how, and I did not know for how long it was going to take, I knew that if I trusted, if I did what I had to do, if I took the steps, baby steps to larger steps, that this will be my path. And best believe there were moments I thought it wasn't going to work. There were plenty of moments my family thought it wasn't going to work and that I should just try to get a corporate job in the office. Even though I tried to do that, it did not work. It did not work for me. I've done a lot of jobs, and I was taking a lot of steps, but they weren't aligned. They weren't aligned to my purpose. And so when I began taking aligned actions and steps towards the skills and talents I was inherently already good at, but like they say, it takes 10,000 hours in the beginning. In the beginning, when I started teaching y'all, and I talked about the 10,000 attempts, it really does. Because, like I said in this live, lived experience, you need to be able to learn from the past so that going forward, you don't stumble in the moments that kept you down. And so, for me, I used to read when I was in high school. I would sit in the library. I wouldn't go to lunch or nothing, and I would read IMDb. You know what IMDb? Excuse me, IMDb is? It's like the mecca for movies and film and television, and you could type in any star, or production member, crew member, and they would have an IMDb page, and it would have their bio and like trivia facts, and I would study the IMDb pages of the actors and artists that I looked up to, and that those that came from similar backgrounds like I did and adversity, and yet they still got to where they wanted. I use that as fuel because if those people could do it, why couldn't I? Now, one might say, "Wow, that's putting a lot of confidence in yourself." You know, I'm not here to try to be dumb. I just knew that inherently I was a good artist. There were always signs that if I steered in those directions, I would be successful. I just had fear. And so when I overcame my doubts and took those steps, mama, we made it. And that's truly what aligned inspired action is. I'm sure you've seen the symbol on about any film that's ever filmed in New York City. This is the stamp of approval. So this is directly from the mayor's office of film and television and media. I am a proud alumni of the Made in New York program. And it took me a really long time and a lot of obstacles to even get there. But I deserved it because it wasn't given to me. I had to do a lot of interviews, I had to write essays, I had to be chosen. And so, proper preparation is where luck meets opportunity. I stand by it. Anybody that just says, listen to subliminals and manifest and just pray and do nothing, don't take no steps. I don't want to judge anybody's character, but it just doesn't feel right to me because just like the live, it's pinpointing your pain point. It's manipulation and feeding on hope and desperation. And not everybody's path is going to be the same. But I believe that success is relative to your perspective. So I think that you sit with yourself and you figure out, what does success look like for me? And at one point, success, I thought it was going to be like I wanted a super famous, that life. And I got a little taste, and people like, hey, I know you. And it was weird to me. And the more I worked behind the scenes and saw what certain things entail, it's like, wait, you know what? I don't think I want that. I want to be able to impact people. Yes. I want to be able to coach and teach people, make people laugh, because that's all I've always been silly. But I'm not the kind of person that's like, look at me, look at me. No, I'm here to impact. That's what I'm here to do. And so you sit with yourself, you figure out, what does success look like for me? And then from there, you start writing down small goals. And then we get there and we see it can happen for anybody. It can happen for anybody at any time. And what I notice in these classes is that there's a lot of older people. And I don't know how old you are when you're watching this, whether it's live, later on. I don't know how old you are. But if you're not working towards trying to figure out your purpose and the meaning of life and what is success for you in this time we have, heaven on earth right here, you got to just start. You just got to start, because at any moment it could be gone. And I know that from experience. So I've been at the bottom, I've been at the top, and I've been back at the bottom again. I'm still injured. I'm just showing up and making sure I can do what I can. But I'm in a lot of pain. I'm in a lot of pain right now. But this is the kinds of stuff. This is taking actions towards doing what I need to do. And so it's 12:17. You know, I like to keep these short. I don't want to put too much on you guys. I really don't. This has been an OTD production. My name is Coach Jazz. In the future, I'm thinking about offering one-on-one coaching at overcomethedoubt.com. But I want to make sure it's aligned, okay? Because it's not something I necessarily have to do. I do this because I believe I'm truly supposed to help people, show them that it's possible, awaken them. And so that's what I'm doing. But I don't think my style may not be the right approach for everybody. And so I want to respect everyone's time. And so if you think you might be interested in that offer, go to the website. There's a contact form. Write a couple of sentences about yourself, what it is you think is a limiting belief that you currently have, that you think is holding you back, and something that you believe I can help you with. And then we could try and see about that. Again, this is something in the future I'm thinking about offering. But I'm not here to scam you guys. I don't, if the energy isn't right, because I'm also very big on energy. If the energy isn't right, I can't open myself up to any kind of bad vibes, because that's just not where I'm at. I can't do it. And I'm not desperate. Senor, my dog. That's when you heard that? That's my dog saying, open the door. Dang, he always wants to do this when I'm live. Senor, Apollo the mascot. Ridiculous. Anyway, yeah, that's something you're interested in. Contact me. And don't forget to sign up for the newsletter. I send one out every Monday. It sets the tone. It's called the Monday Reset Report. Okay? It's free. Anyway, I said 888 is the number. As always, OTD production, copyright 2026, all rights reserved. Stay blessed. Look at my dog. Listen, I love my dog, but it's like sometimes he's just too much. Doxy poos. Doxy poos. Anyway, stay blessed. I will catch you on Sunday at 12 o'clock p.m. Okay? Oh my gosh. Yeah, so serious. You're so serious.